changes for the university. A beloved Iowa tradition makes some noise.
Fight for Floyd. The Hawkeyes prepare for battle with Minnesota.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV. What are we doing?
Updates and changes. The University of Iowa is moving forward with changes that will impact classes. DITV News Director Johnny Valtman has what's changing and the updates for the university.
Due the border regions and also got some approvals of some changes in the first meeting of the new school year. A change that will impact students in 4 bachelor degrees in geoscience, geography, sustainability science, and environmental policy planning will all be over at the end of the school year. With these 4 gone, the university is introducing condensed and jointed versions of these degrees.
Faculty who are appointed in the departments that are closing will be moved to the proposed department of LLLC. Additionally, all the undergraduate and graduate degree programs from the departments being closed will move into the proposed department of LLLC.
5 separate foreign language departments will be restructured into 2 departments, those being Spanish and Portuguese, and language, linguistics, literatures, and cultures. With this move, this will close the division of world languages, literatures, and cultures, and have multiple foreign language departments close as well. These languages will still be taught despite the shakeup.
A BA or BS in Geographical and Sustainability Sciences, BA or BS in Earth and Environmental Sciences, and a BA in Environmental Policy and Planning.
After purchasing Mercy Iowa City Hospital in December, the university is maintaining the 3 goals they set out to do: preserving local access to high-quality care, preserving jobs in eastern Iowa, and preserving jobs for the medical staff on the University of Iowa's campuses.
I'm very proud to say that we have met all 3 of these goals. I think we have preserved the tradition of mercy and access to high-quality local health care.
The next Board of Regents meeting will take place at the University of Northern Iowa in November. From Ames, Iowa, Johnny Valtman, DITV.
The University of Iowa is looking to prepare students for the future of AI. Dr. Malang Sanka, a professor at the College of Engineering, is directing the university's new Hawk AI program. The project is meant to familiarize students and staff with AI across 3 free courses. The first level teaches basic AI literacy, while higher level courses are focused in developing the technology. Level 1 courses will be offered online from September through November.
The city of Iowa City has decided to make a long-awaited renovation to a busy part of town. The Burlington Street Bridge, which helps connect downtown Iowa City to the west side of campus, has began planning improvements after it was called structurally deficient during an inspection in 2021. The city has now set aside $1.2 million to improve and renovate the bridge. A group of attorney generals believe funds from a consumer privacy settlement with Google will be going to the wrong groups. DITV News reporter Marshawn Gunn is in the newsroom with more.
20 Republican state generals urging the U.S. Appeals Court to reject a $62 million privacy consumer settlement with Google. In a statement Thursday, Byrd says the settlement with Google wrongly prioritized left-wing political agendas over the people the lawsuit were supposed to help. Organizations that will receive parts of the settlement include ACLU, Free Press, and the Information Society at Yale. The settlement comes after Google being accused of unlawfully tracking and storing location data of over 200 million U.S. mobile users who had disabled location history on their phones. Google denied any wrongdoing in agreeing to settle. The states are asking the appeals court to vacate the settlement, allowing the district courts to reconsider awards to different third-party organizations. Back to you, Jordan.
Thanks, Marshawn. The Coralville City Council swore in a new police chief on Tuesday. Kyle Mickelson was instated as the next chief after having most recently served as an investigation and administrative lieutenant. He first joined the force in 2014 as a patrol sergeant and community relations officer. Nicholson succeeds former police chief Shane Cron, who retired in July after 7 years as chief. And Johnson County Public Health is launching a new online mental health resource. The resource is in collaboration with the online platform Credible Mind and will be completely free to users. The website will provide solutions for common issues such as burnout, stress, anxiety, and grief through videos, podcasts, online programs, articles, and apps. The website is set to launch on October 1st. A project 10 years in the making. The Domestic Violence Intervention Program hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony for its new shelter and to celebrate their 45th anniversary yesterday. I spoke with officials at the event about their motivations towards getting the new building.
3, 2, 1.
The program is one of 8 domestic violence shelters in Iowa, and with it being such a small number, there's limited resources, and that's why officials say that it takes a community to really get things done, like this shelter.
You have to back it up, and you have to back it up with your community and not just government.
With that community support, however, the main concern is keeping victims of domestic violence safe.
It was a question of, okay, we can look at alternative services for victims, we can look at alternative resources, but a baseline is safety and confidentiality.
DVIP hosted the ribbon cutting at an alternate site so as to keep the location of the new shelter private so only its residents know and not their abusers.
What's actually legally confidential is who's staying in the shelter. So that's why cutting a ribbon there isn't effective, because it puts the people who may be staying there in jeopardy.
Along with the community, you need the support of your law enforcement as well.
We have to be a part of that answer to help victims, help them be safe. That's our job, and it's a priority of ours at the Sheriff's Office, and really in law enforcement, to make sure we're putting victims first.
And on Wednesday, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. The cut will immediately bring interest rates down to between 4.75% and 5%, though the Reserve announced that more cuts are likely by the end of the year, and this is the most dramatic interest rate cut in 4 years. While the White House and Federal Reserve state that this is a sign of a growing economy, many are still concerned over rising food and gas prices due to inflation.
We think it's on a reliable track to get back to where it needs to be. But there are too many prices that are still too high. We hear you. The president hears you. The vice president hears you.
Reported to be nearing pre-pandemic numbers, leading some to believe that the Federal Reserve is correct in their reports. And renewing a passport just got easier. Citizens can now go online and pay to upload a photo and to apply with no need to appear in person or to send documents through the mail. The service will be available 24/7, but right now it is only open to Americans with a U.S. address and if their passport has expired within the past 5 years.
A traveling art museum, how one organization is touching all corners of the country. DITV's Mark Fortunato has the story on the mobile exhibit.
Here at the Bowman House in Iowa City, a travel and exhibition, Body Freedom for Everybody, has made its way to campus.
Empty Space, a nonprofit organization, created the Body for Everybody truck as a means of displaying local art. Originated on the East Coast, the truck aims to travel nationally. Art featured in the exhibit include many different prints and photographs, all of which contain elements of feminism and body rights.
The concept is really about engaging people around the concept of what body freedom means to them, whether that be around gender equality or reproductive health care access.
The project discusses body freedom for everybody, including body autonomy and positivity.
We're just hoping for folks to recognize they belong and that their bodies matter and their choices matter. And
the project is to promote support for abortion rights and body choice among the Iowa City community.
Just to really spread and, I guess, create community or further community on sort of a national level, and to remind people that there's joy in living in your own truth and power.
The organization welcomed both University of Iowa students and community members alike.
A place to feel seen and feel like they're in a safe space to have conversations about affirmation, whether it's around reproductive health or gender affirmation or queer liberation or any of the above.
Body Freedom for Everybody will head to Public Space 1 tomorrow and then Kansas City. From the University of Iowa, Mark Fortunato, DITV.
Before the Hawks hit the road this week, DITV's Felicity Menning was able to catch some members of the student body as they participated in a unique pregame ritual.
I'm here at the Ped Mall where Iowa City residents come downtown to celebrate a beloved Hawkeye tradition. Each Friday night before a home game, University of Iowa Pep Band members gather at the Ped Mall for one goal: get Iowa City excited for the game.
When I was over there, everyone was getting into it, and they had the whole crowd dancing.
I'm a senior, but I transferred, so this is kind of my first time seeing it all. And I think it's sick. I think it really gets everybody together.
Band members pack into participating bars to share their love for music and for the Hawkeyes.
I thought it was pretty cool to see it, man. It was super loud and everybody was getting super hyped about it.
For many Hawkeye fans, Beer Band has a special way of bringing the Iowa City community together to get ready for the game to come.
It's pretty fun down here at night. It gets pretty wild, and it's fun to just be down here and talk to all the people and stuff.
The band aims to draw a crowd with their high energy, school spirit, and loud music, as well as earn a free beer from time to time.
I love the music, I love the spirit. Iowa has great energy to spread all around, and I feel like it's just a beautiful thing to see. I wish I could be part of them. I would be like the cowbell. I'd be like tang, 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 and enjoy what you're doing. I love it.
Win or lose, Beer Band members plan to come celebrate Hawkeye sports whenever they're home. From downtown Iowa City, Felicity Menning, DITV.
Now let's take a look outside with Sam for weather.
Temperatures are supposed to rise yet again today. Currently, I'm outside the Adler Journalism Building, where it's currently in the high 60s. Taking a look at the Pentecrest, today we see a scorching high of 88 despite extensive cloud coverage throughout the day. Heading into tonight, temperatures will fall to a chilly 61 degrees. The coolness of the night will be washed away by another heater of a day with a high of 87 despite more cloud coverage. Looking ahead to next week, it looks like Iowa City is finally starting to cool down. Taking a look at the west side of campus, it's nice and sunny, but come Sunday, that will change. We'll open the week with chances for showers and lows dipping into the high 60s. Clouds will linger around as highs will just jump back into the low 70s. And then when Thursday rolls around, the sun will come out and the highs will make a tiny jump into the mid 70s. After this past week of heat caused by the sun and as well as classes, I'm more than excited for these temperatures to cool down. Now that's all from me. Back to you guys in the studio.
The Hawkeye football team opens Big Ten play with a trip to Minnesota, where they'll take on their rival, the Golden Gophers, tomorrow night with the Floyd of Rosedale Trophy on the line.
Game says enough right there, but most importantly, I think if you look at the series, last 3 games have been decided by 10 combined points. So I think, it just kind of tells you the nature of the series and what it's all about. And my guess is this game will probably fall in line with that.
10-12 when Minnesota made the trip to Iowa City. That loss ended Iowa's 8-game win streak against the Gophers, but Iowa's looking ahead to this weekend's matchup with hopes of reclaiming the trophy. Kickoff is set for 6:30. For an in-depth look at this weekend's game, here's a preview of this week's episode of Before the Kickoff. Colin, with Big Ten play starting this weekend for the Hawkeyes, the competition is starting to heat up, and Minnesota has a few players the Hawkeyes need to look out for.
Yeah, Brady, they might have a smorgasbord of talent, but I'm really excited to see how Iowa deals with that labyrinth of a defense.
The Big Ten basketball schedule was released last night for both the men's and women's teams. For the women, their schedule is highlighted by a matchup in Carver Hawkeye Arena when they host the USC Trojans and their superstar J.J. Watkins in early February. The men flip things around and travel to new Big Ten blue blood UCLA for the first time as conference foes in January.
The 5-4 Iowa Hawkeyes took on the 6-2 South Dakota Coyotes. The X factors for the Hawkeyes were Dominique Fils and Gracie Gibson. They had their fingerprints all over this game. Dominique Fils tallied a season-high 18 kills, while Gracie Gibson added 10 more herself.
Yeah, they're competitors. Gracie is just a strong player that the team really rallies behind. What I loved about Dominique tonight, she started strong, struggled, but then came back at the end and showed some resiliency.
Resilient was exactly what the Hawkeyes had to be, with this match going to a 5th and final set. Nonetheless, the Hawkeyes came out victorious and improved their record to 6-4. And the 18th ranked Hawkeye soccer team battled the 17th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes and took them to a draw last night. The Buckeyes struck first with a goal from Amanda Shuttler, but Iowa struck back with a goal from graduate student Maya Hansen, her 3rd of the season so far. The Hawks traveled to Champaign to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini on Sunday.
Despite being on the road, the Hawkeyes still have a kid captain for Week 4. DITV's Elise Gann talked with this week's kid captain and his family.
As the Hawkeyes take on the Gophers this Saturday, this week's kid captain will take action as well. Putting himself in his own rare category, 8-year-old Aiden Washburn's story started before he was born.
I went for a routine ultrasound check around, I think I was 20 weeks pregnant. At that time, they realized that there was something not quite right with his heart.
The Washburns were immediately directed to the Stead Family Children's Hospital to meet cardiac pediatrician Ben Ranking, who had the ultimate diagnosis.
Hypoplastic left heart syndrome is a heart condition that we can't necessarily fix, but we have treatments for. If you think of the heart as having 4 chambers, 2 of those chambers are small in Aiden's condition.
Ranking explained the steps that needed to be taken, and Aiden ended up having 4 open heart surgeries within 4 years. But the progress he has made since is fascinating. Flourishing into an energetic kid with a bright personality, Aiden is excited like no other to live out his kid captain dreams.
I think we were all really shocked that he got picked for kid captain. It was something that he said that he wanted to do, and I said, yeah, well, if you want me to, try for it, I certainly will.
Aiden continues to check in with doctors at the Children's Hospital and will need a heart transplant in the future, but that is the last thing getting in his way. From the University of Iowa, Elise Gann, DITV.
It's pizza time. Today is National Pepperoni Pizza Day, celebrating one of the most popular foods in the United States. Pepperoni was first put on pizza in the 1950s and quickly became one of the most popular toppings on the pie. So we hope you have a nice slice of your day. And thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For Sam Cooper's, Brady Barron, and I'm Jordan Tovar. See you again on Monday morning right here on DITV.